In this tutorial, we're creating a full UI menu system for our Unity 2D platformer, complete with a title screen, main menu, and pause system. Let's dive in. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new scene in Unity. So let's go to File, New Scene, and we're just going to take this basic 2D built-in scene and press Create. We're going to go ahead and go to File, Save As, and we're going to save this scene in our Scenes folder. We're going to name it Title Screen. Press Save. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our basic UI layout by right-clicking in our hierarchy and going down to UI. We're going to go to Canvas. That's going to automatically create a canvas to hold everything in, as well as our event system. That way everything with the UI functions properly. We're going to make sure that our render mode in Canvas is set to screen space overlay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add to our canvas. We're going to add an image, so UI image. We're going to go ahead and just stretch this out to full screen. So click on here, we're going to go here, stretch to full screen like that. Now if you press it and it doesn't work, you can just take it and kind of manually by these little vertices, if you will, like so. Now for this, in our environments, some of these actually have fully built previews. So if you want to just find one that has a preview folder, and then you can look inside of there and get that going. So if we take, let's see, that doesn't really match with our theme. Let's go try Forest of Illusion previews. That works. All right. So if we take our Forest of Illusion, we're gonna go ahead and just bring that down to 64 for now. That should be fine. Let's go ahead and point, apply, and then we can take our image and drag this over here and drop it in there, and there we go. Right there is our image. We can choose set native size, and then we can just move that up. Now if we need to, we can just expand that out. That way it's not distorted the way it was originally. Next thing we're going to need is a title. So let's go ahead and click on Canvas again. Right click. That way everything falls in there. UI. We're going to go to Text Mesh Pro. And it's going to ask you if you want to import it. Go ahead and import the essentials. That's fine. You don't really need the examples and extras unless you want it. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and in our inspector in the text input, we're just going to type in the name. We'll call it My Awesome Game. Now, if it ends up like this where you're having some issues with it not being in one line, you can just scale it out a little bit, open up the box more, make it wider, then it'll fit in. I'm not a fan of this white. It kind of like makes it hard to see. So we can come down here and change our color. Let's see. What if we go with a nice light blue like that, and then we're just gonna move this kind of up here. It's almost like that's what it was just made for the title. Perfect. If we take a quick look at our game, that's what it's going to look like so far. We'll change our aspect ratio to 16:9, and we're going to get a full, this will be kind of what it looks like. Let's go ahead and, whoops. Let's go ahead and drag this over more. There we go. Now we're cooking. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we can go ahead and bolden our font here. And that's just going to mean we're going to need to extend that. Whoops. Extend that out some if we wanted to. but now we're kind of cutting in a little too close, but you can adjust it however you want here. You can center it inside of the box. I'm going to leave this left line for now. You can increase the font size. You can auto size it based on the size of the box the text is in. So there's a lot of different options you have right there at your fingertips. Next thing we're going to do though is we're going to make some buttons. So go ahead and right click on canvas, go down to UI. Let's go to button text mesh pro. So this first button, I'm going to go ahead and name it start button, and it's going to have some text attached to it. So we're going to name this start text. And in this text box in the inspector, we're going to type in start. Then we can go ahead and press Control D to duplicate it, and we're going to call this one. We're going to call this one options as a placeholder. That way if we want to add our volume settings, we can. And then duplicate that one more time, and then this one is going to be called quit game, or we'll say quit button. And actually, let's go ahead and try to keep these similar. We'll call this options button. Let's go ahead and press W to get our move tool back, and we're going to go ahead and drag the option buttons down. Oh, hold on. I just realized I was only duplicating the text, so that doesn't work. Let's click on start button this time. Control D to duplicate those. We had options button. We'll drag that down. While we're there, options text. Options. On this one right here, quit button, and we'll change the text name to be quit text, and we're gonna go ahead and drag the button down here about like that, and change the text to say quit. Alright, now let's go ahead and start hooking up some buttons. So what we need to do is go down into our scripts folder. Now there's a lot of just randomness going on, so I'll probably in between videos we're gonna organize this to make a little more sense into folders and what they do. But for now, let's go ahead and go to create. We're gonna go to mono behavior script, and we're gonna name this main menu. Now in our main menu, once we open it up, we're going to go ahead and underneath using Unity Engine, we're going to type in using Unity Engine.scene management. We're also going to add a variable. We're going to say public string game scene name. We're going to say equals. Actually, no, we're going to call this scene. We got to do a scene. Actually, let's change it. Let's go public scene. That should work. That should work. We're gonna call it game scene name, right? And then in our start function, or not start function, we're gonna get rid of start function and update. We're gonna type in public void start game. The reason why I want to try to use public scene is because if you use a public string, you got to make sure you type the name in effectively, like correctly. That means capitalization, all that. It's not that difficult, but it's a common mistake some people make. Want to make it easier on you guys, so we're going to try this one and see if it works. We're going to go scene manager, load scene, and we're going to pass through the game scene name. And we'll go ahead and save that for right now. We're going to attach that script. So we're already getting an error, so that probably is not going to work. So what we're going to end up doing then instead is we're going to go back to our first option. We're going to go ahead and go to, what was it, string? We're going to go to string, game scene name, and this is going to equal, what did I name our scenes? Let's see. If we go to scenes, I'm just going to copy that, which is test level, and paste that inside of these quotation marks, and then that should clear up that error right there. Let's go ahead and do the quit also. This one is going to be very easy to test out. Public, we're going to let's go with public void quit game, and we're going to say application dot quit. Now, if you want to test it, you can pass through a debug.log, and quit game will be what it passes. Something it did not like that. You don't like application.quit. Why don't you? Let's see. Oh, you know what? I forgot those right there. Those parentheses. Alright. There we go. Alright. Now let's go back. Let all that compile. Let's click on canvas, and we're going to attach that main menu. Right, we got our test level name there. I'm gonna turn. I don't have any music on this, but I have music on the first level. So let's test this out real quick. So if we go to our console and we press quit, nothing's working. Same thing with start, and here's why. What we need to do is click on. Now what we need to do is attach it to our buttons here. So click on start button. In our inspector at the bottom where it says on click, press the plus sign, and we're going to go to canvas, drag that over here because that's where the scripts are. Go down to main menu and choose start game. We're going to go down to quit, do the same thing, drag the canvas over, main menu, and then go to quit game like that. Now when we test it out, if I press quit, you see here in the console, it press quit game. And if I press start, it goes to the first level. Now, granted, I still have the character at the end of the level, but it's there. Alright, now that that's working, we're going to go ahead and press Control S to save. And let's go to File, Build Profiles, and let's go ahead and add that to our scene, or to our build profile. We'll move what I did just then. So when you add it, let me go ahead and delete it and explain it. When you press add scene, it automatically adds it to the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and drag it up to the top because I want it to be the first scene that it comes to when I press play, or when the game loads. Now we can close that. And let's go ahead and open up our first level. What is that X? And why is it there? So our health UI is good. Our score text is good. That is our fade. So something is wrong with our little fade. What's going on with it? Don't think it likes whatever that image is for some reason. Oh, for some reason the image got turned around apparently. Alright. Now it's the right direction. Just to make sure. Let's go ahead and... Yep. Alright, now we're good. For some reason it got twisted. Alright. Now, in our UI panel for the first level, we're going to add a new panel. So let's right click on UI, go to UI, we're going to add a panel to our canvas. We're going to name this pause menu. By default we'll disable it, but let's go ahead and build it first. Okay, we're going to add a couple of buttons. So right click and we're going to choose UI. We're going to go to button text mesh pro, and this is going to be the resume button. We're going to open that up. Resume text was what we'll name it. Where it says button in our inspector, we're going to name it resume, or type in resume. Let's go ahead and move our button up. Press the W key for the move tool. Drag that guy up there like that. Also, I'm going to change the color. Oh wait, not of the button, of the pause menu. And we're going to bring this down and bring the opacity, the alpha down some. There we go. Alright. Next thing I'm going to do is duplicate the resume button. This time I made sure I clicked on button. And we're going to say main menu button. And then we're going to say main menu text. And let's go ahead and drag this button down. It still says resume, so let's change the text to be main menu, like so. Alright, from here we're going to go ahead and create a new script, and it's going to be called pause menu. So let's go to scripts, right click, create, mono behavior, and name this pause menu. And let's go back to Unity, open that up, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to say public game object pause menu. We're going to say private bool is paused equals false. And for right now, I'm going to remove the start function. I will leave the update because we need that. But let's go ahead and create our methods first. So public void, we know we need a resume method. And we're going to say pause menu dot set active. And we're going to make that equal to false. We're going to want to start everything. So we're going to say time scale equals 1f and is paused equals false. Alright. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to need a method called pause because we want it to pause the game. That's not what I wanted. We wanted to pause. I don't know how to type apparently. Pause the game. We don't want to be forced to pass anything in that function, because what we want it to do is we want it to set the pause menu dot set active to true. We want to stop everything from running. And we're going to say is pause is equal to true. Now, in our update, the way we're going to activate this, we're going to say if input dot get key down, and we're going to say the key code we're looking for is the escape. Then you're going to do a thing, and that thing is we're going to check first to see if it's paused, and if it is, then we're going to pass resume. Otherwise, we're going to say else we're going to say pause. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and we're gonna turn that off by default. Let's go down here, find our player, drag him back to the beginning of the level. Put him on the ground. Alright, and let's go ahead and get started. I have the sound down because the music gets really loud in the audio on the feed, so music is still working. It's just kind of loud and didn't want to put it in there like that. So if we press escape, nothing's happening. Why isn't it happening? Well, here's why. I didn't attach it to my UI. So let's go ahead and attach it real quick. And let's go to pause menu and drag that in. Now, let's try this again. And so everything stopped. We have our resume, we have our main menu. Those are working, but we haven't connected them. Just like with our main menu, we need to connect those. So let's click on the resume button. Down here in on click, we're going to drag in our, we're going to press the plus sign, then drag in our UI. Go to our function, pause menu, click on resume, go ahead to our main menu, click add an on click event, and drag in our UI. We're going to look for our pause menu and go to I never typed it, did the whoops. Alright, so let's go ahead and go into our pause menu. Something I forgot real quick. Let's add using Unity engine dot scene management, and I'm gonna say public string main menu equals main. Actually, I think I typed it with with two capital M's. Main menu. Right? Yeah, main menu. Yeah, that should be fine. Let me double check my scene. Scene. Nope, I named it title screen. And see, that's, whoops, cancel. I don't want to open that up. I want to copy that. Paste that in there. Title screen, just like so. Alright, now let's add that in. Public void main menu select is what we'll call it. And we're gonna say scene manager dot load scene, and we're gonna say main menu. All right, there's that. Control S to save it. All right, let's go back to our main menu button function. We're gonna say main menu select right there. Just make sure we got everything we need now. Yep. Alright. Here we go. Let's press play. Alright. We already know escape pauses, unpauses, resume. Resume still isn't working for some reason. Neither is main menu, so let me see what's going on there. It's not even letting me click it. So let's go back and look at it. For some reason, maybe it's how I have to go back and see how I created the UI for the health text, because it looks like I'm missing my event system. So right click in here, the hierarchy, go down to UI, let's go to event system and create that, and now it should work. If we press play and we press escape, it pauses. If we press resume, all right, it unpauses. Main menu, that works. Everything is good. All right, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to click on UI, override, and apply that to all. We'll leave the event system, should be fine. I don't think we're going to need, actually, let's go ahead and just drop that in there. It shouldn't mess it up. We'll test it real quick. Make sure that it still works if it's inside the UI. That way it carries over. It does. We're good. So let's add that in there. Override, apply all. Alright. So in this video, what we did was we created a main menu. Oh, press save. Don't forget to save your stuff. A main menu using Unity's UI system. We also created a pause menu that works when you press escape and pauses and unpauses. There's a resume button and main menu button. Here a little bit later, because this video is already 27 minutes long, we'll probably add some audio sliders so that we can adjust the audio in the pause menu. I keep talking about audio. I don't even know. I have an AudioManager, so I'm guessing we did create the audio. Yes, we did. All right. Sorry. It's been a long week. So, but here we go. That's it. If you guys got any questions, feel free to write in the comments. Use this time to kind of take a challenge for yourself to try to create yourself a game over menu or a screen, maybe even a win screen. If you want, send it to the email. It's posted on the YouTube channel, but if you don't see it, it's adaptedlab@gmail.com. Otherwise, keep learning, keep building. I'll see you in the next video.